Hello everybody, welcome to a new Stellaris video. Today I'm going to be doing a Let's Play style video. It'll probably be a 3 or 4 parter of me playing one of my builds that I kind of like, but it's not very good. So what this is Teachers of the Shroud with Planet Scrapers and Parliamentary System. This of course gets swapped out year 10, like with every Parliamentary System build. Galgardine Xenophobe Spiritualist will explain the choices for all these throughout the game, and intelligent incubators, natural engineers to maximize tech and pop growth, which is basically what we will be looking for. We're additionally playing on Grand Admiral, no scaling, excuse me, with Iron Man mode, and also 9 AI Empires who are all advanced starts to make it take as long as possible before we outscale and try to fight the 25x crisis. Though we do have it delayed a little bit, so we will have time to set it up with this not optimally meta build. So, what are the strengths of this build? What are the weaknesses? The strengths are it is actually a pretty good vertical build. You don't have to go too wide, although going wide is better. Another strength of this build is early game scouting. It is really good at scouting early game and going, finding all your expansion options quite quickly. And also, last but not least, it is pretty good for a leader build. Leader builds have been nerfed quite a bit over the time with nerfs to leader EXP and that kind of thing, but this build can still take pretty good advantage of having slightly higher level leaders than most other builds. Let's take a look at our start too. We do get a blocker clearing leader, which is really nice. Let's take a look at our two blockers. They're quite cheap. They're both 500, so this is a pretty good start for Planet Scrapers. So, what is the advantage of Planet Scrapers? This was a new thing introduced, and basically what it does is it gives plus 10% research from jobs, plus 10% pop growth speed, plus 25% blocker clear speed, and minus 15% pop upkeep. These might seem like relatively minor efficiency bonuses, but they really do add up quite quickly, which is fun. And in exchange, you get reduced pop efficiency when you have blockers, so you need to clear them as soon as possible. Pretty basic build, but it's still definitely fun to play around with, and it's a little bit of a change of pace from some of the other teachers builds I do like to play. So, what is the goal here? Well, in order to outscale these Grand Admiral AIs is, with Psionics, you have really bad pop growth and really bad, not really bad, but not as good pop efficiency as you do get with modularity, which is pretty crazy, right? So what do we get then? Is, well, we get some decent early game unity, and also we get to keep our pops as nice looking bio pops. That's basically it. It's slightly better for role playing. Modularity is better in every other way. So a little bit disappointing, but we can have fun with this anyway. We do get a desert world here, which is nice. A desert world is not what am I trying to say? A desert world is not our home planet type, which is Savannah, but it's still going to be having good habitability, which is really nice. And we're also going to take Statecraft right away. Statecraft is just really good for early games. So yeah, we basically almost always want to take Statecraft. Let's also go to Factory Capital here, and Civilian Economy, which we already have, just to balance our consumer goods and alloys a little bit. And another thing we want to do is we want to outlaw robotic workers. I also did this already, but yeah. Also, we're going to turn on Venerations of Saints and Isolationists. This is for extra unity. If we take a look at this now, we do get a little bit of extra unity, and that's great. Also, we can toggle on crystalline sensors on and off to increase our hyperlane scouting range by 1, which will allow us to really quickly scout out these planets. As I mentioned, is one of the strengths of this build earlier. As you can see, we've already found a lot of planets, and we can kind of see which ones we want to go for. Another trick I'm going to show you guys here, this is a really good early game trick, is if you want to find pre-FTLs, what you're going to do is you're going to take your construction ship and just right click on systems with planets, and in case you ever see an option that says build observation posts, this means that there is a pre-FTL civilization there. We haven't found that yet, so it means there isn't, so we can just continue to explore out into the galaxy here. And yeah, as soon as we can hire this, we're going to do that. Also, let's not forget, colony ship. Boom. And let's change this back into an empire capital. And here, what we're going to do is as soon as we have enough unity, we're going to buy this leader. And boom. Environmental engineer 2. And we can clear these blockers for very cheap. But we're actually not going to do that yet. We're going to buy the Shroud Governor first. As the Shroud Governor, we want to start leveling them up as soon as possible. Because as I mentioned before, this is a build where we do want to focus more on leaders than with most other builds, as it's just a nice way to increase your pop efficiency without having many pops, right? Which is definitely the big weakness of this build, is just so few pops compared to machine-based empires. But hey, you know, machine-based empires are super strong. People have been playing them a lot, and I just want to remind everyone that Psionic out is still there, and it's still not bad. It's not good. Definitely not good anymore, but also what I'm doing here, this is something that everyone should do, is you can turn on planet automation for just crime. It's basically always good, and you can then shift click on every automation setting you want to be off by default, and then every time you turn on planet automation, it'll use those settings. That's basically what I was doing there, which is a nice little tip. Let's finish off the 2 points in statecraft there. So the way statecraft works is basically only the first 2 are useful, and like there's some of these are slightly useful but not that important. And after this, we're just going to finish other tradition trees that are more important. Primarily, we're going to be thinking about probably prosperity, psionics, that kind of thing. We're not going to worry too much about finishing that off. Also, let's take a look for any charismatic leaders. We don't have any this time, but we're going to check every 5 years, or at least try to remember to check, as having extra, charismatic leaders is important for edict cap. We are going to need that to get the maximum benefits from this build. Oh, and one thing, I forgot to put my Shroud Governor on the council to get the first round of XP from statecraft. Basically, why you want to put your good leaders on your council is with statecraft, every time your agenda passes, all counselors gain 150 experience per skill level, which is a lot. You can farm up your leaders quite quickly with this, so that's basically the idea there. And yep, we're also going to remember to clear these blockers as soon as we can. Oh, we do get a charismatic leader. Perfect. So when you get a charismatic leader in one of your military ships, it's pretty important to do this, is get them out of there. Right? As you don't want to lose that leader, as they could be really expensive to get back. If you can't find another charismatic leader to replace them and you already need it for the edict fund, that can be something that definitely feels terrible. It's better to hire a new leader and let them die instead, in case you accidentally fly your ship into some danger or something like that. Also, we almost have enough minerals to start building a research lab, which is nice. So let's do that. And wow, excuse me here. We do find another Savannah world here, which is really nice. Let's try to colonize that, actually. Yes. Let's make sure we're colonizing this. And let's see. Desert world, Savannah world, size 22. Yeah, I definitely think we're going to send our science ship this way first before wrapping up to this other Savannah world over here. Alpine. So, yeah, I think definitely do that. Let's also hire a new leader here so we can continue to explore through the nebula. So unfortunately, our sensor range can't see through the nebula when using the teacher's crystal edict or whatever. Or not the teacher, everyone gets crystalline sensors, but perfect. Let's go ahead and continue to explore out so everything is looking good. And let's also not forget to start a colony ship whenever we can afford it. As you can see, oh my god, this is exactly why I swapped my good governor off, or my good leader off, because they might have just died there. They got the disengagement off, but with that much fleet power, that's definitely not something that's guaranteed to happen. Also, oh, I completely forgot. We have long passed the amount of energy we need for that, and we can start to buy some minerals. You'll notice that I always just select 40 minerals to buy, and our energy credits can go negative here. It's going to make a lot of people really nervous, but don't worry about this. The reason for that is the energy buy will stop in case it's ever going to run you out of energy credits. So it's not going to bankrupt you, it's not going to give you a situation or anything like that. It's just going to buy the maximum amount of minerals your empire can afford at all times, which is exactly what we want. So feel free to always put your mineral buy up to 40, as it's not going to overcap the price, and it's only going to buy as many minerals as you can afford, which is definitely what you want, probably. So also, for anyone unaware, if you need minerals, it is always better to buy up to 40 minerals before you start producing additional minerals, because it's cheaper to produce energy credits than it is to produce minerals, even when with the purchase, just because of the difference of efficiency of the two worker types. And the fact that almost everybody will roll capacity subsidies, as I have, before mineral subsidies, because, well, mineral subsidies are just harder to roll. Yeah, that's definitely something to keep in mind for everyone. Let's also take a look at our first planet. This is a great mineral planet. Also a decent energy planet. Let's see if there's any rare resources here. No rare resources, so not too important to have our mineral planet here. Let's take a look at this planet. This planet is just a bad planet. Not a lot of anything. Probably just use that planet for pop growth at the beginning of the game, and then swap it over to other stuff later. And we'll see what we get here and here on our other Savannah worlds, which is really nice for us to get this many dry planets as a dry planet preference, which is definitely a nice little surprise there. And oh yeah, also you guys may have noticed I'm not playing on Soul Start. I've been told that with some RNG, Unary Start can actually be better for arc furnaces than Soul Start. I believe it's definitely better for you to start Soul anyway, just because it's more consistent. But in case you're lucky, you want to test your luck like I am here, hey, you can go ahead and go for Unary Start. And yeah, as you can see here, as we're going to run out of energy credits, it just didn't do the mineral buy-in, and we produced some energy and didn't go bankrupt. So that's exactly what I was talking about. Oh, this planet is terrible. Look at the amount of blockers. We'll have to clear those as soon as possible to make that planet less terrible. That system is also surveying really slowly. I wonder... There's just so many planetary bodies, I guess. Look at that. But that's fine. 11 mineral deposit is really nice. That's a good find every time you see that. And we are just going to colonize this planet as we survey past it. As more planets, more pop growth, always a better thing. Just continue doing our traditions as well. We're just going to finish prosperity first, probably, as it is just such a solid tradition. It makes everything just a little bit more efficient. And it really adds up to have much more efficient pops than when you ignore it and take something else. So, especially if you're not planning to militarize, and even if you are, it's just super good to have. One thing we can do also, we don't have the tech yet, but if this was done, every time your agenda finishes, you can turn on an edict to increase your leader EXP gain. We don't have access to it yet, but we will be doing that every single time we have the chance. Also, do we have the Psionic agenda here? No, we don't, so let's expand the council. I think we just did the Psionic agenda. Basically, every single time we can, you do the Psionic agenda, as it's an agenda that takes half the time, so you can just cycle agendas much faster that way. Which, of course, for us, gives us more leader XP. This is a really long survey. Holy. Yeah, I guess there's just a lot of planetary bodies there. Active volcano. So we're going to take the tech to clear active volcanoes, though I think we'll take hydroponics farming instead, as hydroponics farming is super important to have early game. Yeah, it'll basically allow us to replace all our farmer jobs, which is definitely something you want. So And as you can see, thanks to our pop growth settings that I may have mentioned when we started, they're a little, I set it to a little higher than normal, so we're probably getting 20 to 30% faster pop growth than you might experience with default settings. I believe this is just generally a fun thing you can do to make bio empires feel a little bit less terrible compared to the rest of the pack. Um, Although, yeah, definitely in multiplayer, your pop growth will be a little bit slower, at least 10%, if not a little more. Though some multiplayer games, a lot of them actually do increase the pop growth speed from default just to speed things up a bit, as the opinion I have there is definitely a little bit um, common to have. And in case you don't know what setting I'm talking about, it is logistic pop growth and required growth scaling. You want logistic pop growth to be high and required growth scaling to be lower. Um, Pretty confusing, but yeah, if you ever see those settings in your early game, you can adjust those around a bit and play with uh, until you find a kind of pop growth that feels good for you. Um, I definitely don't like the maximum because it just feels so ridiculous how fast your bio pop growth, getting like 11 bio pop growth on every planet, is quite funny and pretty easily achievable if you max out those settings. Also, you may have noticed I canceled my mineral buy, and that's because I want to get ready to clear the blockers on this planet. As you know, using a blocker filled planet is just not a good feeling. Yeah, pretty ugly. And where is my blocker clearing governor? There they are. One thing I also do want to do here is I should build a district for them to start working just immediately. Um, Probably a good idea. And wow, our science ship is falling so far behind our what's it called? Our basic economy, which is kind of the opposite way that I from what I usually have. Definitely feels quite funny. Yeah, our basic economy is really struggling here, so we do need to focus on that just a little bit. Let's just turn this into a mining planet. It's really unlikely that there'll be a better option. Excuse me. A little bit of coughing going on here. A little annoying. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and queue this up too. Definitely need to keep our basic economy going a little bit. Yeah, though our minerals should be pretty good as we're getting a decent amount of minerals from systems here. It's a lot better than like the 2 and 3 you can sometimes get of like energy credits, which is almost completely useless. Um, so yeah, that's definitely really nice. We do get energy subsidies here, which is a good start. As you can see, this will boost our energy output quite a little bit here. Probably up to over 50. Yeah, or 50 exactly. Okay. It doesn't seem like much, but it really adds up quickly. So also, whenever you remember, it is always good to explore the galaxy as fast as you can, as getting those first contacts, but more importantly, finding the enclaves can really boost the efficiency of your pops. Things such as the tech enclave, what's it called again? The curators, or if you're playing a trade build, any of the trade enclaves, that kind of thing. It really boosts the efficiency a lot, and it's not something to be ignored. So this planet sucks as well. So this is our only good planet. So what we'll do with this planet is this will be our mineral planet. Excuse me. Yeah, this will initially be our mineral planet, and as the game goes on, we'll convert it into our energy planet as we kind of replace mineral worker jobs with arc furnaces. But we'll definitely need this to like be a little bit of a hybrid extraction planet, as there's not a lot of districts. Although we could use Planet Scraper to turn any planet into a decent uh, planet. It's generally not advisable. We are getting a lot of planets here, which is nice. I do have planets set to 1.25 and pre-FTLs on 2x, so there's definitely going to be a little bit more planets than normal, and we do get pre-FTLs in this system as well. Right, and yeah, it just makes the galaxy a little more lively instead of having just empty systems everywhere, which can be a little bit not demoralizing, but just feels a little empty. Definitely can feel just a little bit empty when you do that. So we'll get another charismatic. This is a great council. 2 charismatic, 2 spark of genius is really, really good. I definitely like that. And as I mentioned before, for rushing Arc Furnace, you want to go Tech Ascendancy, but we're going to go Transcendent Learning. It's slightly unoptimal, but it just lets us level up our leaders faster, which is definitely something we want, as one of the funner parts of playing this build. So, also very interestingly here, the surveying ship, even with +2 survey speed, is taking absolutely forever to get through these systems. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. Quicksand Basin here. These planets are not done surveying yet, so we'll see what we get there soon. I have also been forgetting to build on my capital. I have no idea how long it's been happening, so if it's a long time, I apologize for you having to look at that planet not doing anything when it really should have been. So let's also build an energy grid here. Always good to have that. And we can resume buying minerals here as our energy output is going to start to go up a lot as we build a few energy districts. Yeah, fortunately we have to use this as one of our only good colonies as a basic resource world for now, which means our tech is going to be really delayed. Which kind of sucks, but it is how it is. Yeah, take a look at this though. We have almost $500 built up. That is quite different from a lot of other bio builds, right? Is a lot of other bio builds have to be producing like 4 alloys at this point in the game. That's one of the reasons I do like this Planet Scraper build is take a look at this artisan. It's making 11 consumer goods. Load into your world and see how much your artisan makes, and it'll probably be like 7.6, something like that. And then you go consumer economy, it'll be like 9. So getting that extra, like, 6 consumer goods from the same amount of jobs, just from pop efficiency, and then having reduced upkeep for pops on top of that, means like our economy really holds up very strong, which is definitely something we want. And honestly, it's so strong. I should have definitely made a second science ship by now, but I don't have that habit, as most of the time it's not really a big issue. So. Probably station output, not a really good tech, but okay. Let's take a look at the pre-FTL we get as well. This pre-FTL is 8, and they're hive pops. So hive pops are basically not useful to us, except we can go get a free planet basically for the cost of 1 assault army. So that's not really a high cost. So what we're gonna do is pre-FTL interference aggressive, and we are ready on aggressive first contact protocol, which will allow us to basically go invade them right away, just to get a free planet. Not super valuable, but definitely something noteworthy. Hopefully we can find a pre-FDL we can actually use at some point. And why does the game AI love giving us colonist jobs? I will never know. Definitely super frustrating. Honestly, I make this my mineral world. We don't need super good minerals for this build, so this can be the mineral world. It's just so I remember to decolonize those jobs. It's not a good idea to do that right away if you have better micro than me. And this can be our energy world. We do waste this district, which is a bit of a skill issue, but hey, it's okay. We're not playing to mini-max as hard as possible, so. What are we going to do here, by the way? I think we can go to factory world just to build up a little bit of a buffer of consumer goods so that we don't run out. And everything there should be fine. So let's hire a new scientist actually here to go survey this planet over here. The main reason for that is I don't want to use the other scientists we actually currently have, as I'm going to keep moving it between planets to clear blockers with, and it's going to keep canceling whatever orders we're trying to do with that. So Oh, this planet's great. Only one blocker. That's nice, at least. Get another environmental engineer. We don't need. We already have the best environmental engineer possible. Level 2 leader um, with environmental engineer 2. Can't get better than that. So definitely don't need to get better than that. This planet here, yeah, we're making a little bit of excess energy here, which is good. Build up a little bit of a buffer of energy is always a good thing. And yeah, this is a good arc furnace system, it looks like. So I do look forward to rolling arc furnaces at some point. 175 tech at year 20 I would consider is quite bad, but we can lock in on tech really hard from here on out, especially with the amount of colony ships we have. Shouldn't be too bad of a problem. I've also, as you can see, been completely forgetting to move my ships out. Here we're gonna elect this charismatic leader as our empire leader. Basically, you need to switch leaders at year 10 in order to move out of parliamentary system and into a more useful civic, like meritocracy or many other options, right? But yeah, we're gonna do this blocker tech too. We do want to clear all the blockers on our colonies, right? So, ooh, yeah, we're missing just a bit of energy for that. Let's sell some food. Yeah, get these blockers out of the way as soon as possible. Pre-sapiens here too. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, this planet will definitely want to make only minerals on as of the reduced habitability. Not a good idea. Now this is an energy world. that right there was a real energy world. Holy. In fairness, in late game we'll need many energy worlds, so it is definitely good to have extra ones. Let's also manually queue the ship in. There we go. Make sure that's not messed up. Which planet is this? Yeah, we'll excavate this site. Always good to have some extra archaeology sites. So now that this planet is kind of producing what I would say enough energy to kind of keep our economy positive, we can kind of use the rest of this planet for tech until we need more energy. There's no planet designation that increases tech output, so it's not important to maximize your planets in the way you do other planets, where you want one planet to produce only one resource, and then you use that designation to make it as efficient as possible. That is not necessary on for technology, as you can put technology on basically any planet where there's space for buildings and good habitability, so you don't lose pop efficiency that way. So that's just something to keep in mind. Is a lot of players wonder, why do I have bad tech? And well, one of the reasons is you just need to build more tech labs. And well, they say, well, I already have a planet or maybe even 2 planets designated entirely to tech, so why is my tech still bad? And well, it's because the crazy thing with the tech now is you need to put tech on literally every spot in your empire you can. Hey, is it a bit annoying or kind of what you want? Not really, but hey, that's just the way the meta is, right? And yeah, here we're gonna take nothing. We're just gonna build up Unity and get ready for Psionics. That's basically our main goal here. Yeah, this will become a new tech planet, so we'll have our capital building tech. We're basically gonna want to max our capital on tech, which means we're gonna want to get rid of these 2 Prius jobs at some point. Though one of them will probably need to be a Hollow Theater unless I get lucky and my governor rolls the trait that gives amenities, in which case then I can get rid of those 2 buildings, those 2 temples. Temples do give a little bit of amenities for free, +2 here. Yeah, basically not much, but it's enough to keep the stability like comfortably above 50, and the pops relatively efficient is how I describe that. Should we do this in order? No, let's just do this out of order. We're not lacking on influence too badly. Although it would be nice to have more. Yeah, just to get this surveying all sorts of systems. Yeah, this will probably be like the final reaches of our empire. I don't want to go too wide, as I just don't like managing empires that are too wide. Probably about 10 to 15 planets is the range where I feel like the game is fun. So we're definitely going to aim for that. Um, not bad, not bad. And yeah, as I mentioned before, this will start to become a research planet, producing just enough energy to do that as well. Let's see what kind of blockers we get here. Ooh, I get a lot of blockers again. Not a big deal. We do have that super good blocker clearing governor. Yeah, and this invasion is basically just a way to achieve one free planet. This planet is good for basically not much. Even with the amount of mineral districts it has, we don't have pops that can habitat habit habit it well, because these are hive pops. They're just gonna die. Bio can now assimilate robots, which is super cool. You can turn just all robots into individualist robots, who can live anywhere and you know function normally in our bio empires. But we cannot assimilate hive pops yet unless we go genetic ascension, and well, genetic ascension is really bad. So we're not going to go genetic ascension. Going genetic ascension is basically just for fun. Can still definitely have a fun late game build with it, but it is so weak compared to synthetics or psionics. We're not going to do that. We're going to need resettlement as well. This will suck because it'll lower our faction approval by just a touch. But we need to get a pop on here just so that this planet doesn't literally just despawn. They can be a farmer for now, the worst job, but there's nothing better for them, so. Yeah, on our home planet too, we're going to want to completely deprioritize farmers at this point. Um, Basically, the main reason for that is we simply don't need them, and we're going to produce the food through hydroponics, since we have pretty good alloys to build hydroponics buildings and star bases and stuff. We're going to take First Planet Scraper. It's just a way to get another scientist in the council. Oh, and one thing I forgot is it's year 12 already. Right? So what we can do is... Oh, never mind. We failed the election. We were supposed to have them win the election, but they didn't. So we're gonna have to stay with parliamentary for another 10 years. That's honestly fine. It is obviously better to switch off to meritocracy. Basically, if your main leader gets replaced, you can go here, reform government, get rid of parliamentary system, which is only valuable in the first 10 years, and switch it out for something better, like meritocracy. I did miss it though. I wasn't paying attention. I was yapping. So yeah, such is the penalty of yappage, I guess. And yeah, let's also prioritize these so the game knows to promote any pops into that job spot immediately. Also, I think we basically just want to start replacing these with more researchers as well. More researchers, always better. We definitely have a lot of minerals, right? So we don't actually need to buy so many minerals at this point, probably. We can relax this a little bit. And our amenities are suffering on these planets, so hopefully we roll the amenity trait. Please, 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 please. We'll find out soon whether we get it. As soon as this guy hits level 6, we'll get a new selection, and hopefully we get the amenities. And then we won't have to build any amenities on our colonies in our home area, which would be so amazing. Yeah, somehow I don't think that'll happen. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we get lucky. We will definitely see. So yeah, as you can see, those 3 starting industrial districts are still supporting our economy now, which is just super good to see. One of the reasons I really like planet scrapers. You're just a lot lower consumer good usage than a lot of other empires. And we do get mineral subsidies here, so we can toggle that on as soon as we get it. We're still under the edict cap thanks to getting those really good charismatic leaders. And yeah, now 111 minerals, 23 energy. It's pretty strong economy. We can basically just build labs here and leave a couple building slots open to turn this into an energy planet late game. And same with this new planet here. Just labs, lab, 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 labs. And here on our homeworld, let's see. We need one building slot for a Psycorp, one for a consumer good building, and one for an alloy building. As our home planet will almost always be our Ecumenopolis at some point. So this will be the last lab we build on our homeworld, probably. We have already gotten rid of all our farmer jobs after all, which is goal number one, I guess. Yeah, don't work farmers, don't work clerks, unless you're a trade empire or some special farming build. Not just really bad jobs in general. Yeah, this planet, don't want to build tech on it as the habitability is low. This will just be our mineral planet. Yeah, once we get a few more planets, it won't look like we're overproducing minerals by such a large margin, as we'll definitely need a lot more. Yeah, here, I think first thing we're going to do is blocker clearing governor. Boom, boom. And then all labs from here on out. We will use Tech World designation just to increase lab build speed, and for basically no other reason. Yeah, also I do this not because it's better to have them unemployed. It's just better to not forget to deprioritize them, or the game will obviously just have a million colonist jobs for some reason. The game just loves colonist jobs, what can I say? Oh yeah, here we get 2 food workers as well. I don't know what to do with this planet besides resettle the pops back off onto other worlds, such as our generator world. So, no, that's going to be what we do with that. As you can see, amenities here are really starting to struggle. Bit annoying, as we've already distributed luxury goods, but before I build actual amenity buildings, let's see what our good old Shroud Governor rolls. So, as you can see, we're almost hitting 300 tech now, which is pretty good. We do have more planets than normal, so obviously don't expect to be quite keeping up with these numbers if you have less planets. And if you have more, also don't expect to have more, as it does take a lot of resources just to colonize planets, which will then divert your attention away from technology, right? So, yeah, we are building this next industrial district too, as well, as our consumer goods are getting a little bit low, so we definitely want to make sure that doesn't get too low, and yeah. So yeah, basically, as long as we have like 2 to 3 planets, or roughly say half of your planets, basically focused on building new tech labs at all times, that's kind of the goal of early game Stellaris when you're trying to scale. As yeah, you definitely just need a lot of technology to scale up in this game now. It's so much slower than it used to be. Also, education campaign, skip agenda, just that little bit of extra XP definitely does add up over time. Favorite society. Yeah, you definitely need a lot of tech to get into late game these days, right? So, always a good idea to focus as much on tech as your empire can support, unless you plan for some specific kind of military aggression to get you ahead. Either vassalization or tributizing somebody. Tributizing somebody is definitely the best option there. But yeah, even still, you need a lot of tech to build a strong military as well. Otherwise, when you run to your disruptor cruisers and you're using, blue laser corvettes or something, you're just gonna get completely wrecked. It's not gonna be fun. Yeah, for ship techs, by the way, in single player, disruptors are so much overwhelmingly better than other options. Just go disruptors. That's basically the entire ship meta. You'll beat other Empire ships so badly it won't be close, though they do cause a little bit of disengagement, which can be a little bit annoying to kind of finish enemies off, in the sense that, excuse me there, I don't know why I'm like burping quite a bit today, but sometimes they'll disengage a few times before you can finally kill off their ships, which can be a little bit annoying. but you could legitimately beat like a 45k fleet with like a 20k fleet of disruptor cruisers versus like whatever random stuff the AI builds, which is really funny to look at. Um, so yeah, meta ship designs. Other than that, we have plasma and kinetic combination that has shown to be a pretty strong option. But yeah, it loses to disruptors, so beware. If you're fighting strong star bases, you probably want artillery ships. Um, and there's also like kiting ships and that kind of thing. Carriers are pretty bad. I would generally stay away from them, though I think they beat torpedoes with carriers and flak and that kind of thing. So, there's a bit of a rock paper scissors with ship design going on, but I'm still learning it myself as it's never been an area of the game I particularly care for. Um, so yeah, stay tuned for when I learn ship design and become a real menace or something. I don't know. I probably won't, but yeah, just cancel our mineral buy entirely. We need more energy credits. I guess the real way to get more energy credits is to build another generator district. But ooh, that's terrible. Let's get some clerks there. Planetary administration will definitely help our amenities as well. It's quite annoying. We have definitely dodged colonial centralization for quite a while. Basically, that's one of the things that we are rushing with this build is colonial centralization. It essentially helps us use the Cyclops building, which is one of the main benefits of being psionic in the first place, right? So definitely something you want to aim for. Yeah, here, this new planet, let's take a look at the... Why are there so many blockers? It's fine. Let's get our good clearing leader out and slowly get through these. Where's this old factory? I hate this thing. Always remember to disable it. The game automatically loves prioritizing it when it is objectively terrible. So it kills a pop, and I don't even know how the event finishes. So, and while we still don't get colonial centralization, we're gonna do one more roll before we're just gonna take psionic tech without having colonial centralization. Bit of annoyance, but it's fine. Mining world. Yeah, it's just the amenities, man. Pretty bad. Definitely pretty bad. I wonder if it'd be better to take one vision first, but then you lose so much leader XP. There's no way that's worth. And is this done? It's gonna be done soon. Let's move a technician over as well. Where's our blocker clearing governor? Come on out and clear this. Nice, nice, nice. And astral actions. I've never actually finished astral actions. In multiplayer, people advise against clicking on it because it causes these things. So let's click on it and see what it does. All I know is that the first one gives you physics speed, which is not bad, but not good enough so that I go out of my way to click it every time. And what precursor did we get? Also, I wasn't paying attention. I have no idea. No idea what precursor we got. We'll find out soon. Yeah, also remember to prioritize your tech jobs. And yeah, look at this, by the way. With 4 blockers, how terrible the research is, 3.1. And then like a good planet, 3.7, 3.4. It's a little quite a bit better. Keep in mind there's also one. And let's take a look at our capital. Now 4.6. So yeah, big difference. Almost like 60% improvement. And obviously that's gonna get better as the game goes on. Technology. Man, damn, why is this leader XP so slow too? Definitely feels a bit sluggish, but I guess we haven't passed as many agendas as we normally would because we have not been using any Unity to pass the agendas because our empire size climbed up so fast because, I mean, our spawn was just good and had a lot of planets. And yeah, as you can see also, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, whenever I click planetary automation now, it'll use the settings I selected earlier because I shift click, which is just a nice little touch there. And yeah, also we maintaining a still a decent amount of energy just to clear blockers on our new planets as well. Yeah, this looking at this wall of blockers is just annoying. It is definitely not nice. And if we take a look at this now, we're up to almost 400 tech by year 20, which is definitely not bad. It could be better. We will replace one of these with another lab, I guess, to increase our tech more. We're not too short on minerals. And let's see, what do we get? Forge focused. Okay, unlucky. We missed the things we really needed. So it's time to just build luxury residence on all the planets that we're using that have really bad amenities. Oh well. Yeah, sometimes it'd be like that. Yeah, we'll definitely need one on this planet too. Just a way that doesn't use jobs to get amenities. Also, we don't have any extra research options yet, which really sucks. I think we just kind of dodged the physics techs that give extra research options. So even though our tech is really good, our effective tech is quite a bit lower for rushing arc furnaces, just because we don't have the 25% or 33% extra tech options from having the +1, which can definitely be considered a bit of a misplay, I guess. Yeah, our basic economy is kind of just keeping up now. We do definitely need a few more minerals. This should help, though. Yeah, with the amenities down, it won't help until that's done, but that will be done soon. So that will definitely be done soon. We do hit 400 tech at basically year 18, which is nice. As I said, this build is definitely not bad and definitely not good. So, oh, I remember there was a pre-FTL on one of these. I completely forgot to go beeline that. Must be this one then. Yeah, I think I completely forgot. Oh well. Not a big deal. We just take Psionic theory at this point. Really ridiculous. We do get the +1 tag options now. Finally. And let's go ahead and clear these blockers whenever we remember to. Still so many, but you know, our energy is going to be kind of all occupied for a long time. I should definitely clear the blocker on this planet. There's so many pops on this planet, right? So it will definitely be good to get rid of this as soon as possible. Also, we're starting to lose quite a bit of food. So we should start thinking about another star base. So let's get started on that as well. How's our mining world going? A few more mining jobs available before that's kind of full out. Not bad, I guess. Yeah, and as you can see, this planet is just miserable, isn't it? 430 tech, year 19. Not shabby. Not shabby indeed. Oh, what can we sell? I think we just wait. Just wait. Yeah, 24. It's gonna be 1 month. Actually, I'm lazy. Let's sell. Boom. Be annoying. We'll have to buy those food back, but is whatever. Where and what am I trying to do here? Luxury residence. There we go. The only way to generate amenities with no jobs, and without the leader trait. So is what it is. Let's also check our factions, see if they're all still happy. Yeah, egalitarian faction is down a bit when we restrict free movement. I really hate that because game is basically egalitarian is one of the best possible traits or ethics, and having resettlement on is basically mandatory for playing the game efficiently. So you're kind of forced to have that inefficiency in making your factions less happy, and therefore your pops less happy, and therefore needing more amenities and that kind of thing. We'll take a look at the sprawling slums for 100 energy. That's pretty good. Yeah, some blockers you get aren't that aren't from the planet default don't give the planet scrapers debuff. So you can see how there's negative 10% on the steep single and not on this industrial wasteland and slums. So yeah, clear the ones that say the negative 10% first. Okay. Anyhow, with that in mind, that's gonna be it for this first bit here. I don't know whether I'm gonna have shorter episodes or longer ones. Um, but yeah, I will be back later.